Hello and welcome. In my last video, I mentioned that I'm looking at the Dainese Smart Jacket. I've decided to go for it, so here it is in my house. I'm going to plug it into the computer and I'll talk you through the process, powering it up for the first time. There'll be a part 3 on comfort and the rest of it, but for now, this is getting it out of the bag, plugging it in and getting it set up, and also a look at the technology behind it. But first, let's roll the intro and get on with the video. And here we are. This is a look of the back of the case. Of course, the jacket doesn't live in the case, but I just thought I'd show you because in here is the cable and in there is the instruction manual. So I'll get those out and I'll show you what they're like. In terms of setup, that's it, ready to ride. So in that pocket, I have the USB cable and some of my codes and some general instructions by the looks of things. I've had instruction books before, but they were only slim little pamphlets about how to keep the jacket clean and how you should wash it, what you should treat it with, etc. But that is a wedge. I imagine it's got every language in. I'm holding the camera as well. I can't really show you, but there you go. It's a lot of red. Okay. Looks like it talks you through battery levels and stuff. I'm not going to guess any of this. I'm going to take you through it. There we go. So as I said, that lives in this pocket and the cables and stuff live in there. Quite clever. And let's get it out of the bag. So this is the jacket itself. This is, as I said earlier, the extra small. Very thin, nothing on the back. Just changed my lighting up a bit, so hopefully you can see the jacket in a bit more detail. As I said, I was planning to film this in the day, but my only time now is to film this in the late evening. And this is your indicator light. So this grey section, that lights up quite strong. You have different colours that I'll talk you through later in the book. They indicate different things like battery life, that there's been a bike detected under you, and that overall the jacket's very happy. And once it's all set up, you feel a small vibration in your chest when it's activated every time you do the magnet up, just to remind you that the jacket knows it's happy. Here's the magnet that you do up, and there's the other side of the clip. So you simply zip up halfway, connect the jacket together. I could definitely do that with my gloves on, and then zip all the way up to the top. So here we are. This is me wearing a size small. I normally wear medium-sized t-shirts, medium-sized jumpers, but there we go. Show you a side view, front, side, and the back. Designed to be worn under any motorbike jacket. I've got two. I've got my Frank Thomas wax one, and I have my gold top brown bobber jacket as well. When I first put the jacket on, there's nothing that I noticed particularly. It just feels like a slightly heavy jumper. And while I'm at this angle, I've got a canister here in a sort of plastic holder, which is sort of sculpted to the side of your body. So again, I can't feel that. It's not squeezing me, it's not pushing into me, and I feel that canister is very comfy. And exactly the same with this canister here. On the back, I have a computer and all the charging is stored here, and the rest of the jacket is just soft. There is some sort of feeling like foam, totally soft, all soft, and then the hard bits are down there, all the way up and up onto the middle of my shoulder. That's the front expansion, obviously this side as well. And on the back, it's all the way from this area, all the way down the back until here, and it should expand about that thick in theory. I'll put a video of it going bang here. But as I said earlier, £220, I only want this to go off when it really needs to go off. £220 for the repack cost. In terms of life saving, I don't think that's any cost at all to the money I'd lose. It takes 90% of the damage away from the rider, from the bottom of my rib cage right up to my shoulders and right down my back. It takes 90% of the impact damage away, is what they say. But again, for me, £220 versus a huge possible change for the rest of my life, I think I would definitely have this as well as my normal pads in my jackets. So what I'll do now, I'll take you off the tripod and I'll show you what's actually underneath this jacket. Just before I take the jacket off, one concern I had in my research was how strong this magnet is. Of course, it's quite hard to show you pressure on camera and describe how hard I'm pulling, but I would say, I don't know, it feels like I'm picking up a heavy backpack. I don't know if that's any use to anyone. It probably is not. I might even edit it out. But in terms of my pull, oh, you have to give that a good pull for it to free up. But again, when it's freed up, you know, your collar's gone like this. And again, if with the jacket over the top, I can't think of anything that would be able to grab the top and pull that free enough. And besides, by the time you hit the ground, this thing should have activated, should have gone bang. My chest should be out here in terms of, not muscle, in terms of the actual jacket going off. But in theory, the jacket would have done its job. It doesn't need to be told anymore. So even if you landed on the ground and something grabbed this and ripped the jacket like this, I am confident in thinking that the jacket should have already deployed at that stage. At least it's not Velcro or some sort of IEC cable that you have to do up in some sort of dodgy way. So here we are. This is the jacket back on the bed. Sorry for my tragic single bed. I don't know. I can't do anything about it. Let's give you a good look inside here. So everything that's white is the actual airbag itself. I'll see if I can point you underneath. Sorry for that awful camera work. But this that I'm touching now, that's the actual airbag itself. And the canister is stored under here. In terms of canister storage, it's hidden in there. And it also goes right down to the bottom of the airbag jacket. And these are some cables that help the computer talk. They look fairly sturdy. They're very well glued in. I'm not entirely electrically knowledged. If you peek in there, you can also see a hint of the computer. We'll get back to the video in a moment. I've just pointed out that computer and battery. It's one of the only hard things in the jacket, and it's located on the lower back. Annoyingly, when I tried the jacket on, I didn't feel this for the first time. But after riding in it for 2 hours, I could really feel it digging into my lower back. I'm not used to rucksacks, and I've never worn a back protector before, so I suppose it just took some getting used to. What actually happened was my straps were too tight. These side elastic straps control how tightly the jacket wraps around your body. The battery pack was being pushed harder into my lower back. The Bike Stop team were lovely. They had so much advice and some helpful suggestions of things I could buy, but also things I can try myself for free as well. I seem to have fixed this problem now. The trick is to wear a jumper, which I do pretty much any time anyway. And when you can't wear a jumper, the trick is just to loosen the elastic so the battery and computer can't be felt. I was a bit disappointed by this, but it's one of those things you only learn when you take the jacket out the store. Then once you've taken that jacket out the store, you cannot return this, especially if you've taken the tags off, worn it on the bike, and activated the jacket. I ticked all 3 of those boxes, and there was no get away from it. Anyway, let's move on with the video. This and the thing on the opposite side are the canister covers. They're the only hard thing except the computer and the whole jacket. The same on this side, all the way over to the centre of your shoulder, down towards the bottom of your rib cage. So what I'll do now, I'll flip the jacket over. So this is where the brains of the jacket live. There is a little zip hidden, but there's the little zip. And in there is the largest airbag. That goes all the way to the back of your neck, so the top of the jacket. That's all the way from the top of the jacket all the way down here, and that's the bottom of it. Now this is the computer itself. As I said earlier, the only hard things in this jacket are the canister covers, just there, and the computer itself, which is this big. Under this, as you might have guessed, is the USB port. So just covered up there, that's the USB-C. That charges the battery, because of course it has a battery. The battery hour life, I don't know, 26 hours, I believe, is what they say. And what we're going to do now, we're going to plug the jacket in. Fingers crossed it doesn't go bang. I have heard one rumour once that somebody got home, plugged this into their laptop, and without any warning, it expanded and went poof, 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 poof. Please don't go bang, please don't go bang, please don't go bang. Okay, I'm not sure if you heard that, but there's very strong vibration from underneath the jacket. That's promising. My phone is this camera here. I then went through the instruction book. I don't normally read all the instructions, but I had so many questions for myself about what the lights mean, how to charge this thing, and any signs that I should look out for on the jacket. As I said earlier, I don't normally use the instructions, but as this is such a complex and unique product, I felt like I had to understand what was going on. Whereas when you get a new phone, of course you know you've got to charge it and set it up to your iCloud and all the rest of it. But that's about it, really. I've never owned anything like this, so I thought, oh well, I've got the instructions, I've got the time, I might as well read through it. 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. I've completed the registration. So what does it say? Download the app, connect your jacket, wear it and ride. Back to the home page. Look at that for a charging light. Isn't that exciting? I find that very exciting.
So that's its charging light. Maybe the red means that it's very, very low battery. I don't know. Let me give it a few hours and I'll get back to you. Okay, so it's 1:30. That jacket's been charging for a few hours now. Turns out that red's going to flash until it's on 100%, and then it'll let me know when it's good to go. Just about to go to bed, and the jacket confirms that it's fully charged. So what I'm going to do is unplug that, and I'll see you all in the morning. That's part 2 all completed. I've set the jacket up, I've charged it from 0 to 100%, and now it's mine. So if you'd like to know more about it, please subscribe, and if you want to ask any questions, feel free to stick them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Got some exciting stuff coming up, so if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Thanks for watching. Bye!